North America might not have as many deadly creepy-crawlies as Australia. Thank goodness. However, we've still got our fair share of six-legged nightmares that could absolutely ruin your day, and a few that look terrifying but are basically harmless garden buddies. Number 1, mosquito. I know what you're thinking. Really? Mosquitoes? Those annoying little things? Yes, really. Because, while great white sharks get all the press, mosquitoes are the actual serial killers of the insect world. These tiny vampires are responsible for more human deaths than any other animal on Earth, including sharks, snakes, and even other humans. In North America alone, mosquitoes transmit a terrifying array of diseases that can mess you up permanently or just straight up kill you. West Nile virus has caused over 59,000 infections and nearly 3,000 deaths in the United States since 1999. What makes mosquitoes particularly insidious is that they're not just bloodsuckers. They're disease delivery systems. When a female mosquito punctures your skin with her needle-like proboscis, she injects saliva that contains anticoagulants to keep your blood flowing. If she's carrying pathogens, congratulations, you just got infected. The list of diseases is genuinely terrifying. West Nile virus can cause encephalitis that leaves you with permanent neurological damage. Eastern equine encephalitis has a mortality rate of about 33%. 1 in 3 people who get it die. Lacrosse virus primarily attacks children. Dengue, Zika, and chikungunya have all made appearances in the continental United States, with dengue cases increasing by 84% recently. Number 2, the kissing bug. If the name sounds romantic, don't be fooled. These assassin bugs earned their nickname because they have a charming habit of biting people around the mouth and face while they sleep. Feel that horror creeping in? Good, because it only gets worse. Kissing bugs are found throughout the southern United States, from California to the Atlantic coast, with particularly high concentrations in Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. They're about an inch long, with distinctive orange and black markings, and they come out at night to feed on blood. They're attracted to the carbon dioxide you exhale while you sleep, which leads them straight to your face. But the bite itself isn't the real problem. The real nightmare is what happens after they bite. Kissing bugs carry a parasite called Trypanosome cruzi, which causes Chagas disease. Here's the truly disgusting part. The bug doesn't transmit the parasite through its bite. No, it defecates on your skin while it's feeding, leaving the parasite behind in its feces. When you inevitably scratch the itchy bite in your sleep, you rub the parasite-laden feces into the wound. Sweet dreams. An estimated 300,000 people in the United States are currently living with Chagas disease, many of them unaware they're infected. The bugs themselves are becoming more common as temperatures rise and they expand their range northward. They're found in outdoor kennels, chicken coops, wood piles, and yes, inside homes, especially in cracks around doors and windows. Number 3, deer tick. But ticks aren't insects, you might protest. You're technically right. They're arachnids, but they're small, they're everywhere, and they will absolutely wreck you. So they're making the list. Besides, most people lump them in with insects anyway. Deer ticks are tiny terrors found throughout the northeastern and north-central United States. And they are the primary vector for Lyme disease, which is a legitimate nightmare condition. These ticks are minuscule. Adult females are about the size of a sesame seed, and nymphs are about the size of a poppy seed. You could be walking through tall grass, brush your leg against some vegetation, and suddenly you're hosting one of these parasites without even knowing it. Here's what makes deer ticks so dangerous. They don't just bite you and leave. They burrow their mouth parts into your skin and feed for days, slowly filling up with your blood until they swell to several times their original size. While they're feasting, they can transmit multiple diseases, with Lyme disease being the most common and most devastating. Lyme disease affects around 476,000 people per year in the United States. If caught early and treated with antibiotics, most people fully recover. But if it goes undiagnosed, which happens often because the symptoms mimic other conditions, it can cause persistent fatigue, severe joint pain, neurological problems, and cognitive issues that last for years. While these three will legitimately threaten your health and happiness, here are 5 insects that look like they crawled out of a horror movie, but are actually pretty harmless. Number 1, praying mantis. With their alien-like triangular heads, bulging eyes, and massive spiked forelegs held in a prayer position, praying mantises look like they should be hunting humans. They're ambush predators that can rotate their heads 180 degrees, giving them an uncanny, calculating appearance. Some species reach up to 6 inches long, and watching them slowly stalk their prey is genuinely unsettling. But here's the truth. Praying mantises are completely harmless to humans. They're actually beneficial garden insects that devour aphids, beetles, grasshoppers, and other pests. Baby mantises eat mosquitoes and flies. As adults, they'll tackle larger prey, including moths, caterpillars, and even small frogs, if they're feeling ambitious. Number 2, dragonfly. Dragonflies are basically prehistoric helicopter mosquitoes the size of small birds, with enormous compound eyes, powerful jaws, and a body that looks armored. They can fly up to 30 miles per hour, hover in place, fly backward, and change direction instantaneously. With wingspans reaching up to 5 inches and bodies that can be as thick as your finger, they look like they could do some serious damage. Ancient folklore didn't help their reputation. They were called devil's darning needles and snake doctors, with myths claiming they could sew your mouth shut or bring snakes back to life. In reality, dragonflies are harmless to humans and incredibly beneficial. Dragonflies can't bite humans in any meaningful way. Their mouth parts are designed for crushing small insects, not for penetrating mammalian skin. If one lands on you, consider yourself lucky. They're beautiful, they're beneficial, and they're basically mosquito-destroying fighter jets in dragonfly form. Number 3, ladybug. Those adorable little red and black spotted beetles you remember from childhood? Some people are terrified of them because they're bugs, but ladybugs are among the most harmless insects you'll encounter. They're so harmless that people actively introduce them into gardens as natural pest control. Adult ladybugs and their larvae feed almost exclusively on aphids, scale insects, mites, and other tiny plant-eating pests. A single ladybug can eat up to 5,000 aphids in its lifetime. They're basically the exterminators of the garden world, protecting your plants from the bugs that actually cause damage. Number 4, giant water bug. These nightmares of the insect world can grow up to 4 inches long, have powerful grasping front legs, a beak-like proboscis that can pierce and inject digestive enzymes, and they fly, despite being aquatic insects that spend most of their time underwater. They're sometimes called toe biters because they'll bite you if you step on them in a lake or pond, and the bite is reportedly quite painful. So why are they on our harmless list? Because they have absolutely no interest in humans. Giant water bugs are ambush predators that hunt tadpoles, small fish, and aquatic insects. They lie in wait in the water, grab their prey with their powerful forelegs, stab it with their proboscis, injecting digestive enzymes, and then suck out the liquefied insides like a horrifying milkshake. Number 5, earwig. With those prominent rear pincers that look like they could do serious damage, earwigs have one of the scariest appearances in the insect world. They look like they should be climbing into your ears at night and burrowing into your brain. The medieval European folklore about them really didn't help their reputation. Here's the truth. Earwigs are completely harmless. Those intimidating pincers, called cerci, are used for defense against other insects and for unfolding their wings. They can't hurt you. At most, if you grab an earwig roughly, it might pinch you with those cerci, but it's more like being pinched by a plastic clothespin than anything genuinely painful. Earwigs don't crawl into ears any more than any other small insect might accidentally wander in there. They're nocturnal scavengers that feed on decaying plant matter, fungi, and occasionally other insects. They're actually beneficial in gardens, helping break down organic material and eating pest insects. The worst thing about earwigs is that they're ugly, and they tend to hide in dark, damp places, which means you might occasionally find them when you move a pot or lift up some mulch. They'll startle you more than anything, but they're not dangerous. They're not trying to get in your ears, and they're not gonna hurt you. The insect world is full of creatures that deserve respect and caution, but also plenty that are just misunderstood.